Now, while they're under the spotlight of the world's media, it was a very different story for the England women's football team who went to Mexico for the 1971 World Cup. Jeanette Quachi picks up the story of the lost Lionesses.
Nowadays, women's football is celebrated and the Lionesses are household names. But women couldn't always play so easily. In 2019, The One Show told the story of the forgotten England women's football team that were playing back in the 1970s, and it was that story that inspired one viewer in particular. Film producer Victoria Gregory decided to make a documentary about them.
I found a One Show piece and just hearing that story and going, why had it been forgotten? This is unbelievable, and it then became a mission to tell the story.
The team played in an unofficial World Cup in Mexico in 1971. When the One Show film went out, there were only a few stills available of the event and no footage.
We knew that there'd been dozens of cameras, and the idea that all of that footage was genuinely lost felt pretty impossible.
The documentary's co-director, Rachel Ramsey, flew to Mexico on a mission to find it.
We found 3 enormous crates that hadn't been opened since 1971.
Wow.
It's a huge detective story in its own right.
They managed to unearth enough material for a feature-length film and attracted some big collaborators.
Serena and Venus Williams wanted to throw their considerable influence behind the project.
The Serena and Venus Williams.
Yes, the greatest female athletes of all time.
Wow! Now, some of the players who went to Mexico and their families are attending a special screening of the documentary filled with all of the newly discovered footage. How proud are you of your mum?
Yeah, so proud. It's taken so long for the story to be told, so I'm really looking forward to seeing it.
I'm really excited to see what she's done and everything.
I'm her biggest fan. Aww.
The documentary covers how hard it was for girls like the team's captain, Carol Wilson, to even play football.
In the schools, it was frowned on. I had to sit and watch the lads playing, and I kept saying, can I play, can I play? No, no, no.
For years, women had been officially banned from playing.
And they made some excuse about it's not good for women's breasts, which was rubbish, of course.
Attack is the best form of defence.
But a coach called Harry Batt was determined to make sure women could play.
Dad was an amazing man. He was a visionary. He was somebody that just wouldn't take no for an answer.
When the tournament was announced, Harry formed a squad funded by the event sponsors, and against the wishes of FIFA and the FA, they flew to Mexico. Midfielder Chris Lockwood remembers a sea of photographers.
All these flash lights were going off and we were coming down the steps, and I went, hang about someone famous on this plane, but it was us.
The players became celebrities. Despite losing their games to Argentina and Mexico, the 97,000-strong crowd loved them.
It was massive, and once we got out there, the roar.
After their star status in Mexico, the squad returned to an empty Heathrow airport. And you come back and it's just silence.
Yeah, we've had fanatics for 5 weeks, and we come back to absolutely nothing, nothing.
Far from being celebrated, the players received temporary bans from playing in FA-affiliated teams.
It's an injustice. They came back and they were forgotten. And to have it now, you know, in cinemas, it's just brilliant.
Oh, it's incredible. Obviously, I'm emotionally involved in the story already because it's my mum.
And we're just thrilled that we've all met up, and now the story's now on the screen. You can't take that away.
I grew up telling my friends, everybody, my mum played football for the World Cup, and I don't think anyone believed me. And now I'm like, you can watch the film, look what happened, it's true.
Women's football is one of the fastest growing sports in the world, and these trailblazers behind me help pave the way for that to be able to happen. And if they were once forgotten, then this film will make sure they're not anymore.
Wow. I mean, just wow. That is an incredible story. Thank you very much, Jeanette. Alex, I mean, engrossed in that. I could tell when you was watching it. I mean, it is amazing though, isn't it? Just kind of how much football was lost in the women's game as well, in particular.
And it's great for the families to be able to see that footage and have all those memories as well. And we always say, once a lioness, always a lioness. And we know we've always been standing on the shoulder of giants, and every generation has done their bit to get women's football to where it is today. So that film was amazing.